Welcome back to Your Road to Home, your friendly guide to the people, places, and the heart behind our community here in the Carbon Valley. I'm Kendra Badgekar with LPT Realty, here with...
And I'm Maxine Carey with Vector Bank, and we are here with Anne Schmitz, and we are at the Carbon Valley Help Center. We are here in the food pantry, and we are going to just chat with her about how they help the Carbon Valley. So thank you, Anne, for joining and being the babysitter.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's a baby. I love babies. I get to play my grandma role today and hold Kendra on my lap.
So how long have you been? You are the executive director here at the Carbon Valley Help Center. How long have you been with the Help Center?
I started here in January of 2024, so it's been a little over a year, coming up on a year and a half about.
Okay.
So, and it's a rewarding job, and I love it, and it's great.
And what made you want to be part of the Help Center?
I was looking for a job that was a good fit for me for quite a long time. Recently had become an empty nester with my kids all gone now and off doing their own thing. And I happened to be reading the Carbon Valley Consumer Report, and they had a little ad in there for an executive director. And I have a background in doing a lot of community service and doing some nonprofit volunteering. And so I jumped on it, and they hired me.
And here you are.
And here I am. Yes.
Beautiful.
Right.
What's the drive behind your passion for wanting to volunteer more and help out the community?
Well, when my kids were growing up, I have 4 sons. They were in Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, so that's kind of where I got my start. Was being a den leader, for when my kids were in there, and I really loved it. I love being around kids. Really enjoyed that, and then that kind of grew into being like a district volunteer with Boy Scouts. I ran a day camp here in the Tri-Town area for 3 or 4 years. I was the leader for the younger Cub Scouts. Loved it. Work with, got to manage the volunteers, and so that's kind of where I got my start. And also with PTA and PTO, and then I was a board member for the Frederick High School Booster Club for several years.
Oh my gosh, you were super
when
mom.
my kids were in high school, and loved that. Did the fundraising there, so I have a little bit of fundraising experience and know how to attack that beast. And so this is just kind of building on those skills that I already had.
Right.
And it's been phenomenal so far.
So what does the Help Center do? Obviously, we provide food.
We do. So we are a food pantry.
Okay.
So I just learned this week the difference between a food bank and a food pantry. So maybe I can explain that just a little bit. A food bank is a very large-scale food operation that then disseminates the food down to small organizations like us. So we are under the umbrella of the Weld Food Bank, which is up in Greeley, and we follow their rules and their guidelines as far as how things are managed with the food. We can also get food from them. It's not an unlimited resource, so that's why we rely on the community to help us to continue filling the shelves. And they run into kind of the same issues we've run into, where they get really low on stock and have a shortage as well. So yes, we have the food pantry here. And then we also give rent and utility grants for families that are facing financial hardship. So an example of that would be, this is a true to life example. Someone had a injury to their leg and couldn't go to work for like 6 weeks. And so they got behind on rent and utilities. And so they came here and they qualified, and we were able to help them with their rent and utilities.
So is that Carbon Valley specific for the help?
It is, yes. That's a very good question. We, our area that we serve is Carbon Valley, but we also do the Weld County portion of Longmont and Erie.
Okay.
And we also include Meade.
Yep.
Now, we haven't seen a lot of clients from Meade, so this year we have a goal to reach out to Meade, get to know the leaders of the community there, and get our information in their hands so that we can also start serving Meade some more. We do have some clients from Meade, but not many.
So the pantry can come people that need
Yes.
from the pantry can come from those areas also.
Yes,
Okay.
and for rent and utility grants from those
Okay.
areas.
Okay.
And the reason that we have a specific area, obviously we don't have unlimited funds.
Right.
And some of the funds are specifically earmarked for use in Weld County. So we can't go outside of that. And then, of course, the same with the food. Because we're under Weld Food Bank, we are serving people that live in Weld County.
Sure.
And are you 100% donation?
Donations and grants.
Donations
we
and
do
grants,
apply
okay.
for some grants
Okay.
that we get, and but yes, and the rest is community people in the community, which I am blown away by the generosity of the people in this community.
Yeah.
For example, there is a lady in the community. Hopefully, she doesn't mind that I say her name. Carrie Ann. She has a house cleaning business, and so she set up a food drive and collected food from all of her clients that she cleans for.
Oh.
And she dropped off like nearly 200 pounds of food to us recently.
Oh, wow.
And so I was really amazed. And she's like, "Can we do this again next month?" And I said, "Of
Wow.
course."
Wow.
So yeah, she's going to do another one and collect toiletries. Because we do give out toiletries as well to people that come to get food. They get a bag of, shampoo and toilet paper and razors and things like that.
Very cool.
Carrie Ann, we'd like to speak with you.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I forgot my question, so you go ahead.
That's okay. How can we as the community support you guys more? I know you do get a lot of donations and things like that. So aside from dropping off food whenever we can and getting that organized, are there other things that we can do to uplift you here?
We do utilize volunteers from the community.
Okay.
Let me just tell you about some of our volunteer roles and positions here. We have a front desk person that greets people, intakes the people that come in for food, and or grant appointments, and keeps track of all that in a database. And so they're
that's
kind of
volunteer.
the face, and that's a volunteer position.
Okay.
And so right now we have 4 people doing that, and we're adding a 5th. So we're, we're always looking for people that want to apply, even if right at this very moment we don't have a position, because maybe later on we will. So we are going to utilize a 5th person, and she's someone that applied several months ago, and I called her up and I said, "Hey, we have a front desk position. Are you still interested?" And she's thrilled. So
So do they have to dedicate a certain amount of time for that?
we're open on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have 2 shifts on each of those days from
Okay.
9 to 12 and then 12 to 3. That's
Okay,
how we have
okay.
it split up.
Okay.
So, and then our other consistent volunteer position is here in the pantry, and it's the same Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 12 or 12 to 3. And we have several people. Some people can only come once a month, and that's great. We utilize them to the best in the best way we can, and some people come on a weekly basis, and that's great too.
Okay.
So,
And you have we see lots of pre-bagged bags here. So everything's
Yes.
pre-bagged.
it is. We are, we're small, and so we don't have the ability to have people walk around with a shopping cart gathering their items. So everything's pre-bagged, and the number of items you get is based on your family size. And so the volunteers that work out here get those bags pre-filled and restock those as needed. And they also, the volunteers out here intake food donations, which is a large job, especially if we get a big donation.
Right.
And a couple of weeks ago, we got a 3,000-pound donation from a local church, and we're still processing that. So we weigh it. The UPC codes have to be marked out, and then expiration dates have to be added to the boxes or the cans.
That's
Right.
awesome.
One more thing about volunteers is we do outreach here, and that is to get our name into the community so people that need us know that we are here. And so we attend community events such as Miners Day. Last year we also participated in the Firestone 4th of July parade and passed out brochures and candy and stuff like that. So we always can use volunteers to help with those kind of things as well,
Okay.
because those take a lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
So-
Awesome. And you have just recently started an Adopt-A-Shelf, right?
Yes, so we started this Adopt-A-Shelf program. It was suggested to us by a community member, and so I kind of looked into it. It's not an original idea that Our Center does it. I'm sure there's other places that do it. So I kind of
Yeah.
looked to see what the Our Center was doing and kind of put our own little spin on it. But yes, people can adopt a shelf. They can adopt a portion of a shelf, a half of a shelf, or a whole shelf, depending on, how much they want to contribute. And it's gone really well so far, but we still do have some shelves available up for adoption. So we would love to get everything adopted out, because the reason we do that is that ensures that the shelves are going to stay full for times of high demand.
Sure.
So, and we do see times of low demand and high demand. So, it's just a super helpful program.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So is it a year commitment? Do you
It
want
is.
more?
We would like them to commit to a year, but absolutely we can be flexible.
Okay.
Obviously things happen in people's lives.
Right.
So if they commit to a year and something happens and they can't continue it, we completely understand.
Of course.
So
Of
we
course.
will take what people are willing to give. And
Right.
it's, been an amazing community here.
Yes.
So.
I love that. I love that.
So if you are in need of assistance here, there's a couple ways you can contact us. Our office phone number is 303-833-6626, or you can send an email to carbonvalleyhelpcenter@gmail.com. And those are the two ways you can get in contact with us if you need assistance, or if you want to offer assistance with adopting a shelf or doing a food drive or anything like that.
So with the hours being, I think you said Tuesday through Thursday?
Yeah. Our hours here are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And if you leave a message, I'm assuming someone will call you back on one of those days, if you're calling on a Monday or a Friday or the weekend or whatever.
Absolutely. We'll call you as soon as someone gets into the office at the front desk.
Okay.
Yep.
And then to pick up at the food pantry, are Tuesday and Thursdays also, you can pick up anytime
Yes.
during the day?
Yep.
Okay.
9 to 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays they can pick up. And there's no pre-qualification to get food. Just if you need food, just come in and see us and we will get you set up. We don't ask any questions or ask for your income level or anything like that. Now with doing grants for utilities and rent, we do go through
A little bit of an
a little,
application.
yeah, there's an application process, and then there's another employee that you meet with. She's our resource specialist, and she intakes and gets you set up, and then we go through the approval. And
What's the turn time on something like that? Like if I come to you on the 15th and say I need, help with my utilities.
we're pretty quick. Sometimes if you come in the morning for a morning appointment, we're able to turn it around and get it all
Same day?
Same day.
Oh, wow.
But we can't promise that.
Of course.
And that's if the client brings in all the necessary documents.
So
Is
do
that-
you remit payments? I'm sorry,
I
Kendra.
was
Do
just
you,
say, is that list available online that they can, so they know what they need to come in with?
When they call, we send them an email confirming that lists everything they have to bring to their appointment for a utility grant or a rent grant.
and then you remit payment, right?
Yes.
You remit payment on
We
behalf
do.
of the person.
Yes, we do. It goes directly to a landlord or directly to a utility company.
Very cool. That's awesome.
That's amazing. All right. Well, should we do some rapid fire with
We should.
Anne?
Yeah, let's get to know Anne on a deeper level.
Okay.
So you have 4 sons.
I have 4 sons, all grown up and doing their own thing now.
Did you raise them all here in the Carbon Valley?
We moved here when our oldest was starting 8th grade.
Okay.
So, and then the youngest was 2 at the time. So pretty much, yeah,
Yeah.
they've
So
all
they-
graduated
wow.
from Frederick High School.
Wow.
Go Frederick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go
That's
Frederick.
awesome.
So we love the community here and just love all the people. We love that it's kind of small, but it's also, it's big enough. We have a grocery store and we have a Walgreens and
Yeah.
all the conveniences that we need.
That's right.
So
Very cool. Well,
What-
what's your,
Sorry.
we
Okay.
could do that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what's your favorite thing to do on the weekends here in the Carbon Valley?
favorite thing to do on the weekends here in the Carbon Valley? Oh, like get out and do a little bit of yard work when it's nice. I don't know. I work a lot.
Right?
I do a lot. I
Not
do a
lot of
lot of
free time.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I guess my free time is done doing, the things that I love that maybe aren't, some people don't see as super leisurely, but yeah.
Very cool.
So.
I'm in your camp, Anne. I like
Yeah.
to stay at home and nest
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I like cook
Baking
on
and
Saturdays and
gardening and
Sundays, and,
yeah.
Yep.
spend time with my family on Saturdays and Sundays, and just be chill and not really have a set schedule.
I like
yeah,
it. I like it.
yeah. You work hard. So, are you a podcaster or a book reader?
I do listen to some podcasts.
You do?
So not a huge book reader, But
Okay.
yeah, I do have one favorite author that releases a book every Christmas, and I like to get my hands on that every year. But other than that, yeah.
Very cool. Who's that author?
Richard Paul Evans.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. I like it.
Where would your dream vacation be?
My dream vacation. I've had a lot of dreamy vacations, so it's kind of hard.
Well, tell us
Oh
about
yeah.
one.
What's your favorite?
Favorite, I've been to Europe
Wow.
and went to Austria. Love the country of Austria.
Oh, I bet.
It's very clean and beautiful in most parts. Vienna was not as clean, but we went to Salzburg, and that's the setting of The Sound of Music, if you're familiar with that
yes.
story in that
Yeah.
movie. And we did a little tour there. And believe it, Austrians don't know anything about The Sound of Music. It was just filmed there.
That's hilarious.
It was filmed there, but they don't know anything about it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's not a part of their culture.
That's so funny.
But yeah, just like seeing, I've been to Switzerland, seeing the beautiful mountain lakes there, just very calming and beautiful.
So you like to travel. Where's your next stop?
My husband's trying to get me to go to Europe again.
Yeah.
So he likes Europe.
Is he twisting your arm? Does he have to twist your arm to go?
Kind of. I'm not huge into riding on long airplane rides. Not even short airplane rides, but you know, I do it because I have to. So
Right. Right.
Right. The views will be worth it.
yes,
They will be worth
yes.
it.
Once you get there, it's great.
Yeah. What's your
Well-
favorite genre of music?
Oh gosh, I was a music major in college, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
hard to say. I like a lot of music, so
Very
it's really
cool.
hard to say what I
Do you play an instrument?
do. I play the piano. I play the organ for my church every other Sunday.
Oh wow.
I'm actually the volunteer music coordinator at my church.
Oh my gosh.
So I coordinate all the music and
You
all
do
the.
work a lot.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I am busy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Very cool.
That's awesome. Do your boys play?
Not really. I wanted them to, but it just wasn't their thing,
Yeah.
which is okay. You
Yeah.
know, they're very talented in other ways.
Yes.
So they all love working on cars, and my oldest is a diesel mechanic, and he like sent me a picture the other day of the biggest diesel engine machine he's ever worked on. It was like a humongous digger backhoe
Yeah.
sort of
Oh
thing,
my
and that was
gosh.
fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
So
Well, thank you, Anne, for spending a little bit of time with us and helping us learn about the help center here
Yeah.
in the Carbon Valley. So if you have any questions, reach out, and Anne would love to help you. But on that note, that's a wrap. Thank you for babysitting.
yeah, I've loved it. I got my
And-
little baby fix.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Your Road to Home. We look forward to seeing you down the road. Thanks so much, and bye for now.
Bye.